a lot of changes, and one of those is who's under center, and that's Tanner Mordecai. He came from SMU. He's put up big numbers there at SMU, and he's going into his 6th year. So how does that experience and what he was able to do really become an asset for what you're trying to establish there with that offense?
I think it starts more so than with not even with his play on the field. I think his journey, his ability where he started at Oklahoma, then went to SMU, and is now here with us at Wisconsin. I think all those experiences that he's grown through and the things that he's learned from not just what they've done different offenses, but how to be a leader, how to get guys to embrace you, the things that you have to do before you ever even take a snap or before you even prove yourself, in a game situation. I think that's where Tanner is mature beyond his years from the experiences he's had and his ability to walk in here where we started in the winter. And he's just done things flawlessly in the way that the way he's gone about just leadership and embracing all the things that we've done and what we do here. And then all of a sudden you get onto the football field in the spring and his kind of, not just his talent level, but even his ability to lead from within the game. I think he's done a phenomenal job. He knows he's still got some ways to grow and things to kind of pull together as we start this fall camp. But I'm expecting really, really big things for him this whole season.
Coach, I want to get to the serious stuff here because, yes, we know that you were a great football coach, but you were also an All-American wrestler in high school and won 106 consecutive matches, in fact. So do you ever just look at some of your players and you're like, yeah, I can still take him?
Yeah, sometimes, but I hope they don't hear me saying that because, you still got to keep that mental edge and hopefully that there's not a whole lot of those challenges that are still out there. But no, it's definitely something that I kind of, as the new guys come in, especially guys that have actually wrestled, they start to get a little chippy. And, I tell them they got to kind of work their way up the ladder here before they get a shot at the title. And hopefully we don't have anybody that actually works their way all the way up the ladder to get a shot at the title, because then I'll probably have to get in a little bit better shape. But Joshua knows he was a smart enough guy not to try to compete in some of those areas with me because, even though he was young and strong, probably wouldn't have worked out. I was a little younger back then, though.
You play to your strengths, Coach. You play to your strengths, and I know wrestling is not one of mine.
I love that. Well, JP told us, about how you and Mike Vrabel used to kind of mix it up when you guys were on staff at Ohio State there. So you think you can take him?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. He's a basketball player, too. So I know he played 14 years, and his actually body's beat up a lot more than mine. So I think that gives me a bit of an advantage. And he was more like Joshua. They were basketball guys along with football guys. So by nature, those basketball guys can't hang with us wrestlers.
I will say this is, I think you probably could take him because you got the technique, you're physically fit, but that guy, mentally, I think he might have you, Coach. That's the one place where he might have you, so you got to work on that one.
Well, I got some guys here that help me with the mental side of things. Your buddies, Chris Worley and the boys. And I think a lot of what we learned at a younger age, being the two of us that are very similar, I'm talking about Vrabel and myself, that it's probably stopped in those competitive situations where it's actually physical, because no matter who ends up coming out on top in that situation, it's never going to end. And I think once you realize that, you're like, okay, as we get older, we'll get a little bit wiser that this is never going to end, because whoever gets the upper hand one day, they're going to be right back the next. And so those things kind of go and don't ever end. So we figured it out, I think, probably about the 4th year of college that, hey, let's just always be on the same side and not have to worry about that, hunting somebody down for the next month or year or however long it's going to take.
Now, you guys were always a lot of fun. Absolutely appreciated my experiences with the both of you, and I want to wish you the best of luck this upcoming season, Coach. We're looking forward to watching you. That's Luke Fickell right there, first-year head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.